Hello everyone. Hero, I'm right here, baby. We've got a little bit of a guest appearance today. I was gonna properly introduce you, but Hero's out here. He's been wanting to, Hero is my cat, if you don't know. He's been wanting to come out a lot, so I've been harness training him. And he is currently, what are you doing? Are you eating grass? Let me see if I can get him in the shot. There he is. Yep, eating grass. Yep, that's my boy. That's my baby. My other baby is out here, Varian. He's chewing on his ball right now. So, long time no see. Where have I been? Healing. If you've seen my last video, I was talking about how I was struggling with OCD and a lot of mental health issues. Well, yeah, it just kind of mounted to a point where I literally had like just a break. Like, I emotionally could not feel anything. I could not get myself to be excited or as flamboyant as like I am now. And it culminated into a lot of issues. I was having trouble like being human, I guess. I didn't really feel affectionate towards anyone. I felt very apathetic. I was so like depleted. I didn't feel a way to get the old me back, I guess. There's a lot of trials that I believe that I've learned from. And the reason why I'm making this video today is because I want to get back into the swing of YouTube. It feels very weird to be doing this right now. But I wanted to see how y'all were doing, so please leave a comment. I would like to know if you're okay or not. And also because I wanted to share what helped me. And it might seem like a little bit of a given. I don't really know if that's the word I'm looking for. But what helped me was art. And I know it's something that helps a lot of people, and that's a good thing. I guess what I'm trying to say is I want to show y'all what I've been doing, what I've been working on, and yeah. So first and foremost, I have a little tin here. I got it from my job. I put stickers and stuff on it. Somebody was throwing it away and I asked if I could have it, and then my supervisor was like, yeah, sure. So I took it. It's like a lunchbox. It looks like an old radio. So I grabbed it. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. He's sauntering right in front of you right now. Here. Let me catch him. There he is. Look at him. Hey, look at him. And there's he doesn't really know how to walk in a harness. It's very weird for him, but we're figuring it out. I'm actually surprised at how well he's doing. I'm getting sidetracked. Varian's gonna I've got something to show you, but Varian's gonna bring his ball over here and demand me to throw it. If you want me to throw it, you gotta stop biting it. Put it down. Put it down. Whoa. Hero's like, what did you just throw at me? It's a ball. So, inside of my little radio tin, what do we got? A watercolor book. This is from Master's Touch. I know Hobby Lobby is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and crazy. I try not to shop there a lot, but there's certain things that are there that I can't find anywhere else and that I would prefer not to buy off of Amazon. So sometimes I get stuff there. I have this pencil pouch that I also got there. I tried to find one at Michael's and they did not have one. All of the, because I wanted a roll-up one to fit in my little box. All of them you had to order online, and I was like, man, whatever. So inside of my little roll-up pouch, it holds, I don't know how much this holds, but it holds a lot. But I have a blue Sharpie, I have a silver Jello pen, a white Jello pen, a blue highlighter, a brush pen, a pink colored pencil. I got this from a K-pop album. I don't remember her name, but it's a really pretty album. 3, what are these? 3 Faber-Castell pencils. They're just sketch pencils. It came with an eraser and a pencil sharpener. That's all in here. And then I have an ink dip pen. I got that from a local like wit shop. And I love writing on it. Like, well, writing with it. It's so much fun. So, to go with that, I have this little Dragon's Blood ink. I've been using this on the watercolor paper to kind of like outline things and also to like write. But the ink's weird. It doesn't really work very well. Or I guess rather the pen doesn't work very well. Like when I use it on the rough watercolor paper, something about it just doesn't hold very well. Hero. He's running around like a lunatic. He's not been out here with me, like sitting. We've just kind of walked the property and then he'll like go back inside. But I'm letting him sit out here today. I have a watercolor travel kit. It comes, it comes with a palette. Hello. Comes with a palette and a bunch of these colors. Now the box is gone. I got this like several years ago. So I don't know if the colors had names, but it comes with this little watercolor brush, and you store water in the little area you hold. This is from the Peter Popper Press Company. You cannot read that. You just have to trust. Just trust. What else is in here? I've got a bunch of paper towels that I've used. I have an idea. I kind of want to keep the paper towels that I've used and make an art piece with them. Now how, why, and with what, I don't know. I just like how the colors all meld together and the kind of story it tells about the artist. And so I want to make a piece about that. I don't know, maybe that doesn't make sense to you, but it makes sense to me. I've got a graphic illustration marker set, a white gouache, because I bought some new gouache recently. I bought one kit from Hobby Lobby, and they're like just little tubes, and I bought another one with like different colors from Michael's, and they're jelly. They're like just little vats of color. And I've got some detail brushes. I don't have the thing with me out here right now, but the reason why I had just a singular white little gouache thing was because I was working on making a Smilodon piece. I have this black, what is it called? I have this black paper so that brighter colors show up on it better. I can't remember what company it's from, but my art teacher gave it to me when I graduated high school. I've never used it, so I was curious to know what the paper would do because it said it was mixed media. So I used the white Jello pen and the white gouache, and I made a Smilodon skeleton. I thought it was fun. It was kind of difficult because I'd mix the gouache with water, and it wouldn't really spread. The paper would just like soak up the water really quickly. So it was kind of hard to spread the color, but it made an interesting pattern on it. I'll probably share a picture of it on my community post, but just to give you a reference because I don't have it in my tin anymore. But yeah, that was really fascinating to work with. And I kind of want to use, because they look like, it's like cardstock. It's about like that size. So I kind of want to use it to make like oracle cards or something from it. I don't know. Could be an interesting idea. So anyway, let's go on to my little watercolor book right now. What have I been up to? So when you open it up, the first thing you see is a bunch of swatches. I see a lot of creators that I like, or I used to watch a lot, like Drawing with Waffles. She recently came back onto YouTube, but she would do like swatches a lot, so I did them. I didn't write any names because, like I said, that white kit, that travel kit, it's a good kit, but I don't remember if it had names on it or not. And I wrote embrace error, and I drew like just a bunch of random shit on there so that when I look at it, I'm just like, it's okay if I make mistakes. Because this goes back to the Smilodon that I created, the skeleton. I was using actual reference photo and it was kind of blurry. I don't know how to draw bones and how they connect and shit, and so I was like, man, it just kind of looks bad. And I was like, no, it's okay. You gotta just do it. Embrace the error. So I use this as a little motivator to keep that in mind. I think this was inspired by a YouTube video I watched. I don't remember. But as you can see, so this is all watercolor. This is with the brush pen I used. And all of these little red marks, those are from the ink pen. So you can see how that works. So, let's see. Oh, I also got a new chicken. Someone my dad knows, something killed all of his chickens, except one. So now we have a white chicken. Anyway, so you take the dip pen, and you just dip it into the ink, and it'll catch. Like right up here. Whoa! That was a big bug that just fell on me. But it'll stay on the tip right about there. And then when you write in it, the metal kind of separates. And it's really difficult though. Like, I've used several different kinds of paper now with it. But it's kind of difficult. Like, I don't know if I can show you, because it's more of something that you feel. But like, I don't really know what I'm drawing right now. I'm just kind of doodling. Well, it's working now. But I guess I just gotta get used to it because I don't really know how to, like, use it. But it's kind of difficult. It's like, it drags too much. Because, like, with pencil or watercolor, you just make a line and it comes out really easy. This one, you kind of have to finagle it and hold it like a specific way in order for it to work. So, just something that I've been playing around with. Honestly, that's what I've been doing. What's helped me get out of my funk and my depression has been just playing. Like, for example, this right here. I took a tube from one of the gouaches. I just took a tube, I started pressing it on the paper, and then I saw shapes and stuff in it, and I started to draw them. Is it good? Maybe not, but seeing it and just playing around with it made me feel good. Over here, we have a piece that I titled, I'm Still Here. I used a reference off of Pinterest. I thought it was cool, so I did like a bunch of fossils and stuff. And then on the back, I wrote a poem, because I've been going back into poetry. When I was in middle school, early high school, poetry was like the one thing that really saved me from hurting myself. I would write. Maybe it wasn't good, but I would just sit down and write. And so that's what I did, because I was angry about things that have been going on in the world. And so I basically I wrote about burning fossil fuels. I don't want to read it out loud. Maybe I will if y'all want to see it, but I don't feel comfortable reading it out right now. I just kind of want to show you my art. Anyway, this is one of my favorite pieces. This is a little turtle. I actually used a reference that I took myself. There's a little lake near me, and I went with my boyfriend one day and we found this baby turtle just sitting on a piece of trash, and I didn't really care for the trash. It was like some takeout box or whatever, but it was so cute. He was just sitting there with his little flippers out, just sunbathing. And so this is one of my favorite pieces. I've never layered colors like that, so that was fun. This is the gouache paint I was talking about. So I was doing just a whole nother little sketch thing. I really like the blue colors, especially the way that they bleed out onto the paper. I'm gonna have to toy with those more. I really like this watercolor paper from Master's Touch, because I have another one, another like watercolor sketch pad that I got from Michael's, but if you look, the tooth, or whatever it's called, I don't know if you can see, but the grit of it is like really smooth on here. So it gets these nice little bleeds, especially if you take like an eraser and you erase it, it will kind of rough up the texture and you'll get like these nice little bleeds. But on the one I got from Michael's, it's really rough already. It's not smooth at all. And so the painting turns out into a different texture. I also will probably need to buy a new one, because Heroes fucking ass pissed on it. Yeah, I had a bag full of art supplies and he went into the bag and peed. How do I know it was him? I found a black tuft of fur. Yeah, so that's my life. This is another piece that I did. This was when I was feeling really not alright. So I kind of wanted to draw to reflect that. This was before I got my haircut. I just felt so swamped, so like lost in space, lost in an ocean. So I drew myself, and I actually took a picture. And this kind of like jarred me a little bit, because when I took a picture, it didn't reflect how I felt. Because when I took that picture, how I felt in that moment was I just felt so overloaded, like washed out, I guess. But when I took that picture, it was like just devoid. Like, you know, when you see a picture of someone and you can just tell that the light is just gone from their eyes. That's how I looked. I just looked blank. And so I tried to capture that a little bit. Like that dazed, confused, tired kind of look. And then I just painted whatever around it. I'm actually quite proud of this piece a little bit, though. Then I was doing just a sketch doodle. These are the Badlands. I found a picture. I got inspired. Is it accurate? No. Was it fun to do? Yeah. And that's what you should remember. Dink, dink. It may not look accurate. It doesn't have to be. Art doesn't have to be a reflection of everything that you see. It can just be something that you like, and that's alright. Then I did a little... Now you can start to see, like, at this point in this little sketch journal, you start to see where I'm starting to pull out of my funk. So when I was younger, I was obsessed with making OCs. I remember on DeviantArt or some other pages, there was this thing where you could like make a My Little Pony OC or like a Sonic OC, and you could pick and choose the colors and stuff. And I remember there was a Warrior Cat OC, which I still think is up, by the way, because I've played it like last year, where you could build your own Warrior Cat and choose all these designs and stuff. So I started building an OC, It's a Smilodon OC. I think it's cool. Like in her fur, where is it? Right here. You can see all these different patterns, like swirls, the moon. So instead of it being like stripes and stuff, it is stripes, but it makes shapes of like ancient art. I don't know. I thought it was cool. And then over here, as you can see, I took the ink pen, I went back over it. I just kind of made a blob one day out of my watercolors, and then I looked in it and I was like, oh, that kind of looks like a dinosaur. So I made a funky looking dinosaur. Am I going to finish this piece? I don't know. I might just continue adding on to it for fun later. But I really like how the watercolor turned out though. I like the way that it just spread, because I was like, that looks like shading. Like I didn't do that on purpose. But like, for example, right here where it's darker around the muzzle, like all of this, I just looked into the patterns of the way it bled and I was like, oh, that looks like a face. So I just took my pen and went over it. And that's kind of helped me start to like pull out of my funk. Then I went to Michael's one day. They have this whole like safari thing set up of like home decor. And they had this picture of like a leopard or a jaguar or something. I wanted to paint it myself, so I did. I took the liberty of adding like a couple of things though, but I like it. For something that I've never done before, which is like painting cats, I like it. Here's another piece. This was again, so I started to kind of come out of that funk, and then I plummeted straight back down. There was a time where I guess you could call them crashes, where if I got overloaded with emotion, which I could really quickly, like I was just volatile. Everything around me was overstimulating. I'm still dealing with the after effects of that too. But if I would get like a really heightened emotional response, I would just crash and just go low again. Like I'd go back to being apathetic, and I just couldn't care about anything or anyone. Like, for example, not to get too personal, but Jaden would like try to hug me or hold me or something, and normally that would be my comfort, but I just wanted him away from me. Like I just could not be held or touched or anything. So I wanted to paint a reflection of that. So I painted myself. I do not own this coat, by the way. This coat is too swag for me. But I wanted to paint myself in a place that made me happy. And the Appalachian Mountains have always been that for me. So I live in North Carolina. Western NC has gone through some tough times within this past year. But it's still just a beautiful place, and the people are continuing on every day. That strength and that resilience like really resonated with me, and so I wanted to create a piece where even though it's kind of dark, it's all kind of muddy a little bit, there's still a beauty to it. There's still a light. So this is another one of my favorite pieces. Even though I look so desolate and I look so washed out, I'm still there. I'm still there. The beauty of life is still surrounding me, and I'm gonna make it through. That was kind of my idea going into that piece. And then we got a close-up on my eyeball. I didn't even intend for this to kind of be like a continuation of sorts of the pieces, but I took a picture one day because I did like a thing around my eyes. I have this golden eyeliner from Lush, and I just started doing shit around my eyes. I was like, huh, that's cool. So I took a picture of it. Did I do the gold on here? No. But I wanted to do a piece where it was like a reflection of me. I wanted to show myself, honestly, that there's still beauty within me. Like, literally within me, within my eye, within the reflection of my eyelashes, within the color of my skin, like how many different colors that you can see. Because I do have darker eyes, so. But I wanted to show myself, like, I'm not worthless. Not to get, like, super introspective or whatever, but I wanted to show myself that I'm not gray, because I felt so, like, that I just couldn't see things around me. Like, I couldn't hardly be outside. Nothing felt real to me at all. If I was on my phone for too long, I got irritated at it. If I wasn't on my phone, I got irritated at it. If I was outside, I got irritated. Like, everything was just overwhelming and overstimulating. So taking the time to paint these pieces where it was just me, the color, and my thoughts, it was extremely healing. Then we go to this piece. I wanted to draw some sunflowers, and there's a native species. They're called swamp sunflowers. And I was kind of inspired a little bit by Vincent van Gogh's sunflower piece. You can kind of see those elements here. This one isn't my favorite piece, but it's just me playing around. And like I said before, sometimes you just gotta play around. Behind it, there's a couple of I just finished this one last night. So there is a house, or was a house, near me. It was a historic house. That land was bought out by a company who put a distribution center by it. I had to go, since it got demolished, I had to go back on Google Maps to find this house. I remember I did the circle to search because I have the 24 Ultra. I did the circle to search. I remember explicitly it said something about this house. Like, I can't remember the name, but I remember that there was a name and an article and like several different articles about this house. I can't find none of them. I went back through my search history, cannot find it. I can find the Google Maps. I can't find the articles. Where'd they go? I don't know. Did I have a fever dream? I don't know. But anyway, this is the house right here. This is kind of in reference to the photo that I found. It's not accurate by any means, but I wanted to preserve that memory. Because it's so weird to me. How could something like that, literally, I looked it up last week, how could something like that just be gone within a matter of days? And no matter how many times I do the circle to search, no matter what I do, I can't find it. I heard a horn. I don't know who it is. Okay. I painted another historical building near me. I'm just covering up the name for safety reasons. But this building was burned down recently. I wanted to preserve the memory of it, so I painted it. Then, just the other day, it wasn't last night, but it was not yesterday. It was the other day. I was listening to Owl City. That's one thing that's always been relevant with me. I'll listen to Owl City, and his music just pulls me out of whatever funk I'm in. I've done that since I was little. But which song was it? I don't know. It might have been Vanilla Twilight. I don't know. But one of the lines is, "Pour me a healthy dose of atmosphere." And I had this image in my head. And so this is what I painted from that. There's a little vase, and it's pouring out the atmosphere. So I wanted to paint colors that reminded me of that. So like different blues for the skies, a mint green for the aurora, the sun colors, space, I think it's really cool though that when I did this, it created a whirlpool, but it like kind of fades out. It's not spiraling over here. I didn't intend for that, but I think it's really cool. I have nothing else in here right now. So yeah, no other sketches, no other drawings. Besides, well, in that book. Besides this. These are some jeans that I thrifted recently. And I painted them. I took fabric paint that I got from Michael's, and I went on to Pinterest and I found a whole bunch of different images and stuff that I thought were really cool and that resonated with me. I tried to make them my own kind of thing, and I just started to paint. In total, all of this, because there's a back too. The orca's my favorite part. And I really like this jellyfish shooting star. In total, that took me about 5 hours to do because I was constantly like, I wanted to go in with a color similar to the jeans at first to make it accurate, and then I went in with a darker and a lighter blue just to make different things stand out. So yeah, that took me about 5 hours. But that was honestly so therapeutic. And I have so much joy when I wear those pants because I wear them to work. They're really awesome. Nobody said anything to me recently at all either. So technically I'm not breaking the dress code because it's my work shirt and jeans. So anyway, this has gone on for way too long, longer than I expected. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.